yesterday, so keenly you would know that the West Nile Regional League really went on in that is Luo grounds, where you did see games, a couple of games being played right there, and of course challenges also came through in the big league. Also there were also games, so a lot will be coming there. Benson, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen Zaga. Good afternoon, the viewers who are catching us live from the different areas we have in the what happened at the ground between the Sandro and the team of the Backends was still in Greater Liberation. We also had a derby between Pakwati Youngsters and Pakwati Super Eagles, and also in Nile Zone there was a top of the table class between Tipsa and the team of Coach Urban, which of course ended in a barren draw. And in Europe, so many actions happened in different leagues we have in Europe. Spanish Primera Division, so surprising result that has been put on the table by the team of Girona over Barcelona. Real Madrid dropping points, and again Bayern Munich with the presence of Hurricane also lost into the hands of Eintracht Frankfurt. Paris Saint-Germain continuing very well, and also in big league, Onduparaka being beaten Calvary after a long period of time, this time bouncing back to the winning ways. We have a lot, and the Royal Hill Sports Club being humiliated by URA. What you only do is stay where you are as we break for you the contents into details.
Now, of course, a lot of things that probably happened, and we are going to be starting with the regional league right there. But before that, what really took you day in the week?
Yeah. What actually the biggest story that happened over the weekend was all about the game between Barcelona and the team of Girona. A very tiny, small team. It is currently they are the ones leading the log, and again Barcelona, not Barcelona, rather the team of Bayern Munich, actually not being beaten but humiliated, thrust by Eintracht Frankfurt. The history is always there behind the game. After being humiliated, the team Bayer Leverkusen still could not take the advantage, as they also dropped points after playing a draw with the team of Stuttgart, but still keeping them on top of the log. Real Madrid again at home dropping points into the hands of the team that's Real Betis, and again the team of Calvary after a long struggle, this time bouncing back. That means the two games they've played, remember the other weekend they played a draw with the team of Mbale Heroes, this time picking a win up against Chetume. Now the question will remain, are they bouncing back, is what everyone will want to know from the team.
Okay, beautiful it was, and of course a couple of things that will be coming right there. Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea were my biggest nice days. That of course we did see Giants rolling it off, but great one to Aston Villa again, who was given no chance to the two Giants consecutively. It shows how Unai Emery is looking forward to see that things work out right there. So interesting, and that is one big thing that you could be talking about right now. So back to the regional league, where of course a couple of games were played. We did see team Kochi Urban and Tipsa play as barren draw yesterday at that is Kochi's Boma ground, and that is one of the biggest things that happened yesterday. Did you expect this?
I expected it, because Tipsa currently they are the team leading the log. They are not there by mistake. We saw how of course they have been playing their games. They are still unbeaten out of the 5 games they had played previously, winning 4 of them and only drawing 1. And my emphasis was about the team that's Coach Urban. You look at the 2 games they have played against the teams that are currently running to maintain the log. Against Odamatako Central, they traveled away at Divine, which also ended in a draw. Again, this time playing a draw with the team that's currently leading the log. The question will go back to them. Does it mean this is the coach, or does it mean that the coach of this season is the coach we watched last season, is what everyone is waiting to see? Because against smaller teams, you look at the derbies they have been playing, beating Araka, beating teams like BK City, but against some of the big encounters, it has been something very difficult for them to see that they actually collect the maximum number of points. But if that is the way, of course, how they are performing, it may be very, very difficult for them to perform the way how they performed last season. Much as people continue to say that we still have got so many games to be played for the season to come to an end. But Tipsa this time is not the Tipsa we used to watch in the last 2 to 3 seasons. Tipsa of this season is a Tipsa that is energized, that has got the momentum. That's why they are currently maintaining the log. I think it's a good result for the team of Tipsa, but bad one for the team of Coach Urban. Ironically, they were actually the home team.
Yes, a very big one. Of course, in their Tipsa is by the way, our next game to broadcast is the Tipsa game. That will be against Raka Football Club. A game of high intensity. That will be in, of course, Koboko. That's where we're heading next. Come this Saturday, it's going to be one of the biggest games you could be watching because it is a close neighbors that will be meeting, the ones in Koboko. Of course, St. Charles Luaga grounds. So for those who are right there, you should be getting ready for those games that are coming up. But all in all, I want to push away from that. Let's look at the history yet in numbers that were made also at Luo grounds, where of course Nebi Central still lost the game to Pai the Black Angels. And now, of course, if you look at the fans, Pai the Black Angels fans were mob at that is the Luo grounds, and the intensity. Talk about tactics of the game, and of course, what you thought about this game after there, though we had off-street predictions before the game yesterday, and probably one of the big things that went on right there in the game.
Yeah, it's true. History stood behind the game, which happened. You look at how the two sides played. I should say it was a kind of a 50-50 game in the pitch, but we will say that the bragging right, of course, has gone into the hands of the away team by then Paida Black Angels. Historically, it has been the team of Paida Black Angels always dominating the fixer when it comes to playing against Nebi Central. And fans, of course, have termed the game as the biggest derby we have in the whole of Greater Nebi region. As it happened, you can look at the crowd. The population was massive. The crowd was massive. You may think that it was like a final, as a semi-final of Fufa Drum, because Fufa Drum, you always expect the crowd to be like that. That is the beauty of soccer we always talk about. And one thing which of course I loved about the game was the discipline part of it. The game ended successfully. It was not the way how it used to end in the previous seasons, whereby sometimes you see the game end in red cards, sometimes ending halfway. You see chaotic fights coming from the fans. But going to the tactical bit of the game, I think the coach Olema Hams, of course, lost it in the tactical bit of the game, tactical approach of the game. I don't know if it was because of the fear that Paida Black Angels has been the one dominating the fixture in terms of picking the maximum number of results. The worst for them has always been a draw. Maybe it was also because the team of Paida Black Angels right now, they are performing very well, still unbeaten, maintaining the 100% start to the new season. 5 games before the game of yesterday, winning all of them. Their points tally by then was 15. The fear factor of the statistics of how the team of Paida Black Angels was one factor that made the team of Nebi Central to have lost the game. The other thing, of course, was the history behind the game. As I had said, you look at how the display of the game in the pitch went. It was a kind of a 50-50 game, but 70% it was the team, Paida Black Angels, who had to collect all the 3 points in the bag. I think it is a good one for them, but bad omen for the team of Nebi Central, because the pressure will keep on mounting on them. Last 2 to 3 seasons, they have actually been performing very well, if not going up to the playoffs, at least finishing as the runners up. But right now, 6 games played, winning 2, drawing 2, already 2 defeats behind. Ironically, the 2 defeats have come at their own ground. That means the administrative system will have to do something to see that the team bounce back to how they have been performing.
It's a tough game, it was, and of course a game that has a lot of talks of the teams. I remember issues with timing and the rest, but of course the game kicked off at 4 p.m. and that's one big thing that went on right there. But all in all, we talked about Olema Hamza. We talked about him, and of course I did say these are 2 coaches from Arua City. You look at Hamza, you look at the Paida Black Angel coach, young and talented. I loved the way they came in. He came in. Of course, there are types of coaches, classes that are set. Yeah, I would think these coaches should keep upgrading. And that is one thing. They should keep upgrading their levels, because it's one thing. But if that was you and you're in a derby, most of the times clubs sack coaches during derby time. And most, let's say, big rivalries, let's say the rivalries in there, say Greater Nebi region has one of the biggest derby, which was that one yesterday. Yes, it is a Greater Nebi derby, not just because they not a Nebi derby, but of course it is the Greater. So you look at what exactly has happened right there. But all in all, the teams have tried their level best, and a bad one that went in for that is the Nebi Central side. What is that lacking in the Nebi Central side? Would you say it's the team, it is the coach, it is the players, is it the management? What would you say about this?
You see, if you watch the game very well, you realize that Nebi Central, they lacked that cutting edge. That cutting edge I'm talking about is once the ball is already in the 18 yards box or is in the 16 yards box, who is that person? Who are those players to carry the ball into the back of the net? Yeah, we saw the crosses coming in numbers, but putting the ball into the back of the net was the greatest challenge they had. That is the cutting edge I am talking about, and also the composer. These players, the way they compose themselves in the pitch is not the way how they have been composing themselves in the previous seasons, and also the tactile bit of it coming from the court. To some extent, in the second stanza of the game, Olema Hamza, of course, lost it. You look at the substitutions, he came up with the two substitutions at a goal. The pressure was already mounted on him. You saw how he was sweating. I think he lost the tactical approach of the game, more especially in the second stanza of the game. And this is a team in the summer transfer window that lost a couple of players. And the question is, did they bring players that we are able to perform the way how previous players have been performing? I should say 90% it was lacking. So those were few of the observations I had to come up with in the game on the side of Nebi Central.
A lot of things, just like you said, a lot of things that went wrong for these sides. But again, you would see that something small, the rushiness in substitution. Did you realize something of that kind? Because you have only 3 times to do substitution currently, and out of that you have to make quick substitutions depending on the tactics you're using. We did see the former Mvara player being withdrawn in the first half. Was that really so, wasn't that so quick to make decisions? Maybe the coach thought he would change the game?
It's true, it was a quick decision, but the decision came in a nasty way. It did not come at the right time. After Paida Black Angels, I know the coach thought, I'm still speaking about the coach of Nebi Central, Olema Hamza. He thought that the game was going to be played the way how it has been played in the previous seasons. Maybe the first half end in a draw, and then you will see the other one getting a goal towards the closing edges. But Paida Black Angels, they were clever enough to see that the actual killed the spirit of the game in the first half. No one even believed that they were going to score the game in the goal in the 9th minute. After them scoring in the early minutes of the first half, that thing pressurized the coach Olema Hamza a lot, till he had to come up with that quick substitution before the halftime break, and also written in second half before even so many minutes we are played in the second stanza of the game. We saw him coming up with the 2 quick substitutions. That one killed the spirit of the game. And also to the coach of Paida Black Angels, he did remove Gaddafi Gadino, and brought in a guy nicknamed as Young Messi. That one killed the spirit of the game on the side of Paida Black Angels a bit. But since they were already a goal up, that thing alone morale boosted them a lot. And fans, the rest of the technical members, the players on the bench, they did not emphasize that one so much. And to me, the thing which made Nebi Central to have lost the game is that the quick goal got by the team of Paida Black Angels, and at the same time, that second goal that was scored, of course, killed every spirit in the players, and of course, they had to give up. Even a mere consolation goal.
Only 9 minutes was what exactly saw the team get their ways through. 9 minutes, and they were already into that is a lead at that is Lugo grounds, where of course the players. Now I want us to do some analysis based on individual. For me, I think players did not do their part. As players, the coach tried everything possible to figure out a way, and that's when I would say Olema, you could see him on pressure, you could see him on the touchline making all the noise, instructing what exactly he needs the players to do. But the players did not give enough of their time, did not do enough. To me, they didn't do enough. How many chances did they get at the mouth of the goal? Edema, you saw the chance he wasted, and that's one thing. Shirt number 7 is called Obasi, I think. Yes, he's one player who was iconic for that is Nebi Central. When he was turned, you couldn't see the best of Elio, who has also been a key figure in there into the team. You would cut one or two, trying to cut up and down, making sure he makes a move, but things are not working his way. And those are some of the challenges in there. Now, you look at what exactly Nebi had. Yes, they added in players, but I think the previous players that they had who have gone with experience would add more. But when you look at the Black Angels, they added in experience. For those who have played in the league for quite a long time, they've added them. I think this time around they are a little motivated, that also they need to push in there. That's why they are still on top. Unbeaten. That looks something that a club like Paida Black Angel needs always to put, because this is a team that is going in there. Last season they relaxed a bit, and I did see them first of all change the presidency by then. But this time around, when they did reshufflement and brought in a new thing, I think the vibe of loving the game is there. They are playing for the fans. They are playing for their badge, knowing that we need to go for playoffs. We need to get back to the big league. And that is my prayer, that any team from West Nile should get. Teams like Paida Black Angel that have ever played in the Super League should join the rest of the team. You've seen Onduparaka struggling. You've seen a team, Calvary, struggling. You've seen teams like Arua Hill struggling right now. Why don't you come in there and see that more games come? Just imagine you have a derby in West Nile. A West Nile derby, you're traveling to Paida, maybe you're traveling to Midigo, you're going to Adjumani, maybe if they get through. So you look at all this, it gives us something. It gives us a faithful, that is the hub of talent, which is the West Nile, that is happening in there. I want to also say that the tactics that the coaches used for Paida Black Angel was very, very good. They were very solid in the defense, that you couldn't allow the penetration from Nebi Central forwards to even make. The creativity level in the Nebi Central was not enough. Look at the second goal that came in for Paida Black Angels. Totally, you see the spaces there. And such a player will always kill you because he has the talent, he has the gift, and has the eye for goal.
You see the two goals the team of Paida Black Angels actually came up with it. They were all from the same angles. I think the team of Nebi Central, not even thinking, to me, the team of Nebi Central had one of the greatest talents from the right-hand side of the defense, because you look at the two goals. The first one was scored from the right-hand side of the defense. Even the second one, almost the similar goals. Matthias, the first goal that was put into the back of the net, people at some point, 40% had to blame the goalkeeper, because the fans were saying that the goalkeeper left his line, and we saw the player nicknamed Eze Aguero carrying the ball into the back of the net. Reaching in the second half, the goal by the Black Angels also scored, came also from the same direction. That means this is now a concern to the technical team of Nebi Central to see that they address that department. And you also look at how Nebi Central players we are playing. You wouldn't even see that the collective spirited effort from the players. The beauty of the game was lacking. They could not overlap. Matthias Elio was trying to overlap, but his movements were not all that brilliant. But what I can say in summary is that is a derby. It's always very difficult to manage a derby, and you always see that it's very difficult for a team to see that they take the 3 points against their arch rivals. But it has happened. Still, the team of Paida Black Angels, congratulations. Of course, we'll have to go to them. And 6 games played, still unbeaten, no points being dropped.
Great one. Paida has the ambition to go back to the top tier league, and that's what they're playing for the badge, playing for promotions. I think that's a very good team that is trying to push in there. But my challenge always comes to, after great performance, when this team gets to the next level, players tend to be reluctant a little, and that's one thing that causes issue in right there. Now, I tried interacting with the public relation of Nebi Central, trying to find out whether it's true their coach Olema Hamza has been fired. He said those are rumors. He's not sure, and he does nothing about that, because rumors already have confirmed this coach has been fired. So we're not sure. We are not yet sure. We've tried reaching, but we're taking what the PRO has told us, because there's no official communication from Nebi Central. For those who have gotten the news, maybe who watched who followed the news, there's no any other communication from Nebi Central that Olema has been fired. So if he's not fired, that means he's with the team in the camp and making sure that they prepare for the next game. Every game is always a challenge, but when the challenges come, you need to sort and harmonize and handle them. So those are some of the things. But if truly the coach is being fired, who is that next coach that maybe has to bring on ground? Adiga Morris?
Adiga Morris, the chance is there, 50-50, because currently he's jobless. Still speaking about the rumor, you see, what use the fact is the rumors that's in the game of soccer. We never know, that rumor may turn to be the fact. But the question you have asked is, if he's sacked, who is that coach? I think they will have to cook their brain to see that they bring someone who can be able to turn the pot around to see that the team gets back to how they have been performing. Right now, the whole team is on pressure. Even their fans, they're on pressure because me, I love working on the statistics. The last 2 seasons, this has been the best team from the whole of Greater Nebi region. But right now, you look at how they are performing statistically. They already given 2 games played. Not 2 games rather, out of the 6, only winning 2, drawing 2, and losing 6 already. You look at Paida Black Angels, the last 2 seasons, they have not been performing very well. This time, they are overpowering you. That means the bragging rights will go to the team of Paida Black Angels if they are not serious. The only pressure in summer the team of Nebi Central is having right now is because of the oscillation in the performance. It has a little bit dropped. That might be the reason as to why the whole team is pressurized.
I'm grateful that the game ended peacefully, not like the last season's derby, which of course ended in chaos. And yeah, Nebi had a good run last season and of course pushing it there. I think it has also been a hard moment for Paida Black Angels to get win at Luo Grounds, which has always been a hard knock. But this time around, they fought and played for their badge, won the game, making sure that they need to get this workout. So it's one big one. But in the Pakwachii Derby, the bragging rights went to Pakwachii Young Stars this time round. The Young Stars were, of course, they took the bragging rights over the Pakwachii Super Eagles right there, and it was a 4-0 thrash against the Pakwachii Super Eagles right at Pakwachii district.
That is total humiliation, total thrashing, like you have just said. A derby, you are conceding so many goals like that. But it's not a surprising thing to me because Pakwachii Young Stars of late is a very rejuvenated side. We saw them coming to the team we have just been discussing. Nebi Central beating them hands clasped and also winning some of the big games here and there. And this is a team last season that came close to win the promotion to the playoffs, but they failed. I think they were the runners-up to the team of Nebi Central. But I know most of the people, most of the fans, they have fixed their eyes on teams like Paida Black Angels, Arua City, but don't be surprised if this team in the names of Pakwachii Young Stars will actually come and surpass maybe Paida Black Angels, maybe Arua Cities, but for Paida Black Angels, the vibe will still continue maybe until they will drop points. But the way I'm seeing Pakwachii Young Stars, still intact team, they will still create the competition, steep competition until the end of the season.
Okay, that's a nice one, and of course we'll always be keeping you posted with all the updates coming out right in that is the different games that probably are coming in there. But of course West Nilers and the greater West Nile is looking forward to see that things need to go the right way. Now clubs can assemble, you can reassemble and assemble and make sure things work out in the right way. So I think with that it's one of the biggest. So for those who probably are waiting for some of the games that will be coming, I want to tell you we shall be next in Pakwachii, not Pakwachii, we are first going to Koboko at the home of home ground of Tipsa. That's where Ruben stays, so he's going home. People of Koboko, you should be getting ready. We shall be there for that game, as of course Tipsa will be taking on Araka Football Club. That's our next broadcast for those who are following. Keep following West Nile Television because more of the updates will still be running right here on West Nile Television for all what you maybe could have not yet watched, but that's one of the biggest things that is coming up right here in that. But all in all, when you go away from there, there was also a game, the games that were played in the Bet Power Fufa Big League, we of course Nduparaka lately lost to Boma in a 1-0 win loss. I mean to that is Boma Wow, that was another one. Yet again, like the Lugazi type, you get almost there, but you lose at the dying moment. That was a bad one for Ndoparaka Football Club. Yet again, no win away.
The problem with the Caterpillars right now is the expectations are not working. The moment the players, the team officials are expecting something in away games, they cannot be able to do that. Even the fans, they thought that this one was going to be the first time to see that the actual pick either point as maximum number of points in this particular encounter, which they have failed in it. Now the question goes back to the whole team. When are they going to pick a mere point as maximum number of points away from home? Home games still 100% unbeaten. 5 games played at home, winning all of them. That's why we have seen them taking the points tally to that's 15. Now the question will go back to the whole team, not only the players, also to the technical team, to the fans. When are they going to grab that 1 point? 1 point will be enough for them. And right now, away teams, they have got that strong mentality. This is Ndoparaka that has got a poor form once they are away from home. Even Young Elephant, even Chinda Boys in the University that are sitting in the relegation zone will want to fight by all means to see that they pick everything against the Caterpillars. So it is the role into their hands to see that the actual wrap off that mentality in the minds of the away teams. I think one away win will energize the team, but if they continue with this performance, it is something which may not make the club to achieve what they had been yearning for at the start of the season. And also interesting this time, as I had said, when we are highlighting the viewers of what we are going to give to them, matches on the Ndoparaka lost their game. They were actually consoled by the win Calvary had over the team of Chetume. What I want to say to the Caterpillars is a game is a game. You should not always put in your mind that I want to win home games, even if I am beaten in away games. You do the calculation, you do the statistics, you do the mathematics. So it's all upon them.
Okay, that's a very big one, but it's misery in that is the Dramachako and Koboko Rising game where they beat Koboko Rising by 6-1. That was a very good one for Vipers. The coach is called Vipers. I love calling him Vipers, and Lolo, or some people call him Lolo, but it was a nice one right there. Okay, when we leave that there, you look at also Calvary, that win there makes them at least better to see that maybe this is where we have gotten to energize ourselves. Remember, their winning rate has also been inconsistent. Even home, the fans kept saying this is not what exactly it is. But this is a club I have ever worked for. When the fans come in there, you see things. But I want to call upon fans that these clubs are struggling.
True.
Clubs are struggling, and the only thing is that fans should be organized. That is one. In the level of organization is when they can also add a way through to see that they help the club. Not you making unnecessary discussions or sometimes meaningful discussions, but you don't share them back to the management of the clubs. You get me? Yes. Because you may talk in any platform and the management has gotten no concern about it. What about getting organized and you submit this as fans president, as fans lead, this is what we have, this is what we can do. I think this way could be, I want to say it again, managing a football club is not an easy thing. You have to invest and have no return yet. Very many clubs in West Nile don't get that. Even in Uganda, very many don't get the returns instantly. They don't. We've seen teams that are defunct because handling the club is very hard.
True.
So I would say fans always take it slow. I've seen exchanges of words in different platforms that I am in, but it's a moment of time to tell where exactly you're going or where exactly you're pushing in there, and that gives you an upper hand of what to do right there. And that does it change how you are? Because now for you going away, you're coming home, and all these are some of the things that are coming in there. So it's very, very challenging. But with that, we're taking a break. When we come back, we shall be coming back to discuss a lot, or I will be giving you some of the games that were played in the FUFA Big League. After the Big League, then I can give you also the Star Times Uganda Premier League games that were played, and then we discuss the internationals also and grab it right there. Let's say